lot of the people making these decisions, they haven't got a clue. They've never run a business in their lives.
Why they are not able to bring people together.
We are not silent majority anymore. We are majority, but not silent anymore.
Despite the valiant efforts of a certain Prime Minister to get things on the right track in 2022, this country seems to have a death wish.
Despite the fact they think they can centrally plan a recovery, they won't. Because what's happening is the key drivers of the economy are leaving.
Why they are not able to unite the kingdom? Where are they? If they are so good, why they are not on the streets when people are expecting leaders to be on the streets with them? Where are you leaders? Where are they? They're not here. They're not for the people.
Our economy is in meltdown. Industrial towns are in a worse state than ever before. The last vestiges of a once proud British industry, steel towns, mill towns, car towns, are being killed off by eco-zealots.
I feel that we've been betrayed by the church in Britain. I think the church has been infiltrated by Marxists who don't believe in Jesus themselves, and they've used it for their own agenda. And I feel betrayed, and have done for a long time, by the church leaders. They've always sided with the communists, they've sided with the Islamists, against us, the working class.
There's no question that the establishment, and that's the police, that's social services, it's the NHS, it's local politicians, it's all of the establishment have literally turned a blind eye and walked along the other side of the street.
We've been importing Islamists who want to destroy our country, from imposing Sharia law to orchestrating terror attacks.
If you do not respect this place, you cannot be here. You shouldn't be here, because this is the land of opportunity. There is a reason you decided to leave your place for any reason and be here, because it's better. If it's better, you have to respect it.
Vulnerable white working class girls have been ritually abused by largely Pakistani Muslim men. There's some Afghanistanis and some Bangladeshis, but the majority of it is Pakistani Muslim men.
Grooming gangs that I would call rape gangs. Tell me about them. How many of those have we got?
Can she define what she means by that?
These crimes have been covered up by the authorities. We even have Islamist MPs in the House of Commons, backing cousin marriage and all kinds of barbaric practices.
Zero illegal migrants. Zero means zero. So stop the boats here. Do not let illegals come, and the same in different places. You do not allowed to commit crime, because it is a crime as a legal term to cross the border illegally.
Free hotel, free food, free trainers, free money, free roam streets.
They have to respect us, and what we haven't got is integration. So a lot of these people who've come here in huge numbers are low skilled, they haven't integrated, they've been abusing the postal vote, which is something I think needs to be radically changed. And I don't think they respect our culture. In fact, I know they don't respect our culture. So for me, those people are not people we should be bringing in and damaging the fabric of our country.
The level of lying and deceit within the Islamists, within the heart of the Islamist, is absolutely unprecedented. That's why they formed the alliance with the communists in the unholy alliance. It doesn't matter what we do or don't do, they're here to take over, and they're going to be calling us racist, Nazi and fascist on the way out. So it's not an act of self-defense when they come out in militant black bloc, when they call for the death of Jews, when they chant for jihad. It's not self-defense, it's the Islamic caliphate. It doesn't matter what we do or don't do, they're going to continue to behave like this.
We are a Christian country, we have our history, we have our roots, and that's getting worse. So in response to the migrants, of course they shouldn't be allowing these people. I mean, we're quite clear they should be detaining and they should be deporting all illegal migrants.
So all of them who are illegally should be punished and deported. If not, the problem will grow. Because what we are seeing in Europe now, it is invasion. Many leftists do not like this word, but it is invasion by the numbers and by the character.
People are in despair. If you speak out against the Islamists or the transgender ideologues, you can be arrested anytime, any place, anywhere. Heathrow Airport, your house, the office.
Istanbul, alhamdulillah, now in our hands. Rome one day will be in our hands. And every house and every tent will have a Muslim in it.
The main difference between us and fighting atheism or jihadists, I mean radical Islamists, they want to force you to become an atheist, what we see mainly in the United States when you see woke activists. They are forcing you by their protest, and violent protests, and killing people who think differently.
Tommy Robinson was right about this when he first talked about it in Luton. And he's been consistently right about it. And I think, again, he deserves credit for what he's got right. And, you know, I'm not sure he's had that.
Drug dealing, the heroin dealing, the pimping of young girls, the grooming, they were confined to towns like Luton. They're not now. They're widespread across the country, and people can see them in their own town.
That's an example of where the establishment's let down the British people. Two-tier justice, two-tier policing. And it's really because people are frightened of basically admitting that post-war multiculturalism has failed.
Islamist is an individual that believes in preaching and spreading and expanding Islam and the message of Islam through militant means. So they would spread Islam by the sword, and now the tactics are a bit different. Now it's getting through Congress. So before it was by the sword, now it's getting themselves into parliament and then making laws that act as the sword, the Islamophobia law in Canada, M103. So an Islamist would silence you just to spread his agenda. That's different from a Muslim. A Muslim would say, okay, this is the Quran, I believe Allah is the right God, I believe Islam is true, accept it, you don't accept it, you're not going to be saved, good night, good night. That's basically a Muslim. An Islamist will actually go the extra mile of kidnapping someone because they drank alcohol and whipping them because they believe that is the right thing to do. We've seen across Europe.
The nation that invented free speech, and it was in 1695 that the free press was established, is now the home of state censorship. This calamity, the fall of Britain, the fall of England, the fall of London, is being presided over by a governing elite who hate our country. It's not just the dismal Labour Party and the charisma-free zone that is Keir Starmer. It's the Conservatives in name only, who wanted to be the heirs to Blair. It's the communist Greens, Zach Polanski, who is the British answer to New York Mayor Mandami without the American teeth. It's the bureaucrats who've been captured by the left, and the judiciary, who are a self-perpetuating oligarchy. This deep state has amassed more and more power.
What is our government elected to do? In my simplistic and probably unintelligent view of life, they're elected to represent the interests of the British voter, the British taxpayer, and British society. They're not elected to carry out sort of global welfare or indulge their passion for some sort of woke concept that they think they should be pursuing. No, they're servants of the people, and they should be serving the interests of people who have helped build this country up, whose families, whose forebears, everybody has played a part in making Britain what it is. This current wave, I think, is incredibly damaging. And again, this is one of the things that the establishment has to admit they got wrong, and that's Blair, that's Cameron, particularly Boris. People think we shouldn't be giving illegal migrants any benefits. Well, I agree with that. Come here illegally, why should you get any benefits? Why should you go to the top of the waiting list for medical treatment, for housing? Why should you get spending money? No. We should be looking after our veterans. We should be looking after the English, the British, the people who've actually paid into the system. I mean, why on earth would anyone think that's not logical?
So it's not Islamophobia. It's not my problem with Islam or any other religion, but my reaction to protect my family, to protect my nation, to protect my continent. I'm not going to be silent. We've been a silent majority for too many years. It's time to react. If we're not going to react, no one will do it for us. You cannot be afraid. Do not let fear to stop you. Let's act now. Let's fight for a beautiful, safe Europe.